Today I would like to introduce you to 3 ideas of how we can connect with our inner emotional world, which is very important when we want to develop and our connection with our own inner life, our own inner self, which is crucial actually in connecting with other people in our lives, our relationships. We can only connect as deeply with another as we can connect with our own inner life. And I don't know whether you remember or whether you watched my video from a few days ago, which is called The Guest House, in which I introduced you to the beautiful poem by Rumi called This Being Human is a Guest House, where he compares the essence of human nature to a guest house. And he describes the guests passing through the dark thought, the malice, the depression, the crowd of sorrows, the joy. And he's encouraging us very much and to invite our guests to stand at the door and say, come in, to treat them honorably. So today I want to share 3 ideas with you how we can do that. How can we invite our feelings, which are a metaphor for the guests, our feelings, our emotional states, maybe our thoughts, conscious and unconscious. How can we invite them in, as Rumi suggests? So number 1, I think, is very important. Number 1 is making space in our lives to actually sit down and reflect and have an inner conversation. Making space, maybe taking half an hour out of each day to actually sit down and think and reflect. And the next idea, which is connected with that, is I suggest you journal. Journaling in a certain way. But again, when I journal, I have a special, beautiful notebook. I bought myself a beautiful fountain pen. I tend to have a nice cup of coffee with me. I sit in my most comfortable chair, where I'm actually sitting currently. I'm sitting in a beanbag. And I like to make it really comfortable for myself, to create an atmosphere which is friendly, which is inviting, which I would do for guests as well in my life, or for friends, or when I want to treat someone, I make it nice. I light candles, I make a nice meal, nice coffee. So find a space in your house where you feel comfortable and create a comfortable, inviting, accepting atmosphere. And then you can journal. And the third part is how to journal. It's really by beginning a dialogue with your inner self. So you might ask yourself questions like, how am I feeling today? And if you found a feeling, is there anything you want me to tell you? Is there anything I need to know about you? Please, I'm here to listen. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what I need to know. Recently I experienced actually a few weeks of a melancholic mood. I wasn't quite myself. And I found it quite hard to shift out of it. And I actually followed my own advice. I was sitting here in my beanbag and asked the question, what are you trying to tell me? Is there anything I don't understand that I need to understand? And I had my lovely notebook and my fountain pen, and the words were just flowing out of me that I hadn't been so aware of. And this melancholic state was telling me something about grief. I was actually in the midst of a grieving process in relation to an important relationship in my life that is currently changing, which is kind of naturally changing. It's nothing bad, but it's difficult and it is changing. And it will never be the same it was before. It actually is in relation to my daughter. And I was making space. I was asking the question, what is it that I need to understand? And I did get some really good answers, which then allowed me to come back to the next day and think about, is there anything I can do to help me, to help her? And so this is just developing an inner dialogue, which is really very important. So the three aspects that I shared with you today, how you might also want to invite the guests in your guest house, to invite the guests in, to treat them honorably, as you would do with your friends and guests in your life. First one, creating a space. Not any old space, but a comfortable space that is inviting, comfortable, enjoyable. The second one is journaling. And you might get a nice fountain pen or nice, beautiful journal. And then developing an inner conversation, as you would do, maybe with a friend, with a guest. How are you feeling? How can I help? Is there anything I need to understand about? It might be a loneliness, it might be a depression, it might be a worry. Sitting down, understanding, conversing, having an inner dialogue. So, these are the three bits that might be helping you as well in making a connection with the guests in your guest house.